Alrighty, hello, hello, hello. Today I'm going to be going over a couple subtraction strategies. I know that many parents and many students do things very differently, so today we're going to practice some subtraction strategies so that you guys know how to rock some subtraction. Parents, please continue to challenge your students with any of these strategies or use your own, whatever works best for you, okay? So one of my favorite strategies when you have a subtraction problem, I like to write most of our subtraction problems like this instead of stacking them up. This just kind of helps our brain to look at the place value, okay? So parents, the first thing I want to talk about, students as well, is our place value. So when we look at these numbers, 412 and 137, we want to look for each place value. For example, the numbers I just underlined are the ones place. There are just two ones, two little blocks, if we call them, in this section. They are just two of them. In this section over here, we actually have 5 ones in this section. So they just represent an individual unit. It's not groups of, all right? Our second section here is our tens column. So this is actually showing 3 tens. 3 tens is in this number. That is 3 groups of 10. So imagine these were really long and they had 10 pieces in them. 3 tens is the same as 30. This section only has 110. That would be 1 rod of 10 bricks. So this is 1 10 or 10 and 2 ones, 3 tens or 5 ones. Last but not least, you guessed it, we are coming for our hundreds. This is one group of 100. We show that in a big brick with 10 groups of 10, an array. And this is 4 tens. So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4 groups of 100. You guys can clearly tell these are not perfect. It is just to get our idea across. Okay, so this is the first step we always talk about, is looking at these groups of numbers: 400, 110, 2 ones, 100, 3 tens, and 5 ones. Okay, now we don't actually have to draw any of that. That's just for our brains, just so we kind of understand what we're talking about today. All right. So today I'm going to show you our break apart method. This is my favorite strategy. It works almost all the time, easy peasy, and little to no mistakes. So let's try this one first. This is our break apart. So of course we're going to break apart our number. We are going to put down how many hundreds there are, how many tens there are, and how many ones there are. Same thing with this number, how many hundreds there are, how many tens there are, and how many ones there are. Since this is a subtraction problem, we are going to do subtraction. Parents, I know this does look like an extra step, but this is the exact same step as if we were to do it like this and stack it up. We are still looking at 2 ones and 5 ones, 1 10 and 3 tens, 4 tens, 4 hundreds and 100. So it's the same concept. We're just spreading it out so our brains understand it a little bit more. Okay, so let's go ahead and start our subtraction. As you guys know, we always start at the ones place. So let's go down here. 2 ones minus 5 ones. That's 2 cookies. Take away 5. 1, 2. Oh, can't do it. Can't do it yet, as we like to say. So we're going to go up next door. This 10 is going to now take this 10 and it's going to come down here. Now we have 12 cookies. 12 cookies minus 5 cookies. I like to count up. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That would be 7 ones. So I'm going to put it over here. I'm not going to put it here because eventually we're going to stack up numbers. So it's going to take up too much room. So I'm going to happily put my 7 over here. Next, I'm coming up here. I got rid of this 1. I can even erase this 110 here. That'll help my brain a little bit more. So now I've got 0 cookies minus 30 cookies. I can't do that. So I have to go upstairs again. Instead of 4 hundreds, we're going to actually take 100 and bring it down. Notice how I'm keeping it in that space. I did not put it here because that's where our tens go. So now I have 100 minus 30. Well, I can count by tens from 30 up. 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. That's 7 tens. So I'm going to put my 7 tens here. Last but not least, I've got 300 minus 100, 100, 200, 300. That is 200 in the difference. If I add these numbers up, I've got 0 plus 0 plus 7 ones, 0 tens plus 7 tens, and 2 hundreds plus nothing. That means I have my final answer after I added these up of 277. So I can happily put this number up here just to make sure it's ready to go. Then I can also check my work by adding these because subtraction and addition are opposites. So I can happily put this number and this number here, and I should get this number. Let's see, 7 plus 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 2, 3, 4. Oh, same number. So I've got this number here, which means I know that this number is my final answer. This is our first subtraction strategy called break apart method. I hope it makes sense. Let me know if you have any questions.